Today I'm gonna talk about the keyword light keyword. First, we come to the source code folder. This is source code folder, and we run. Run the server. Now it's not working. Compiling, rebuilding, compiling. It's compiled successfully. Now it's running without an error. Right? Okay, let's come to this folder. So today we're gonna talk about light keyword. As you can see, there's two in the source code folder. In the main source code folder, there's index.js, and we call this is index.js, and we create a new file in the static folder, and we call this is static .js. So index.js here, and we need to import static now it's working. Static index. The reason why we use this is just because if you write some code in the index.js, when you run the server and you rebuild this project, the webpack gonna build based on this index.js, and some errors, some bugs that you wrote gonna be covered or get rid of by the webpack itself. So now currently we are learning the JS, so we wanted exactly what we wrote in the code file. So we don't want some automation tools to get rid of the bugs and error message for us. So this is what we want currently. So if we can meet this situation later, I will just explain this later. Alright. So first thing we're gonna talk about lights. The first thing is light. Variable is different from window object attributes. So what is variable and what is object attributes first? So var a equal to 5, and b equal to 6. This is like a global variable, or a variable in the scope. Currently this variable a is under the global scope, right? So it's a global variable, and this one is b is an attribute of window object. So for example, let's output that first. Okay, here, so A5 B6, right? Okay. What is window object? Okay. So now I want to display. There is a window object in this page, right? So let's see. Window dot a. So window A5 and window B6, but I told you that A is a variable. It is not an attribute of window object. Only B is attribute of window object. So the point why the A is still outputting, there is still displaying. This is because this is a big bug of JS. So actually A is actually a variable, right? So you attach this A to window object. Imagine when you declare B, C, D, E, F, all these variables are attached to the window objects. We're gonna make this object bigger and bigger. This is a big bug of JS, big bug of JavaScript. So this is wrong. So I'm gonna prove that the difference between A and B. Alright. So there is a method called delete. The delete method can delete the attribute from the object. Alright. So now we delete A. And we display A again. And we delete B. And we display B again. See right here, B is undefined. So B is actually be deleted, whereas A didn't. Why? Because B is an attribute of window object. A is variable. So delete method can only work on the B instead of A. So that's the difference between A and B. But now JavaScript has a bug which attached the variable to the window object. This is a big bug. So we want to fix that. We use the let keyword. For example, let C equal to 7, and we display C. We just use the A as a example. We change the var keyword to let, and now we just test this thing again. We don't delete, right? So A is 5, window A undefined. It means that when we use the let keyword, this global variable won't be attached to the window object. So this one is undefined now. So just this is the first case of let keyword. Second, let cannot be redeclared. This is pretty simple. Let C, and that of 0 has already been declared, right? So this is wrong. You cannot declare that. There is a situation like if true, let C equal to 8. Now C is 7 originally, and we display C. See, C is 8. C is 8. Now it is working. You can redeclare C again because C cannot be redeclared within the same scope, right? So this bracket gives C another new scope, so you can just declare that. Now we want to display C right here. See what the C is outside. Inside C. Outside C. So inside C is 8, and outside C is 7, right? Outside C right here. Outside C. so it cannot be redeclared. So let me redeclare C within the scope, within this bracket. C has already been declared, right? So you just cannot redeclare the same variable with let keyword again. So this is pretty simple. Let variable cannot be promoted. What is promoted? Select D. Okay, cancel log D. And when you like declare D with variable var keyword, now let's do it like 9. All right, it is working and D is undefined because what? Because when you declare variable D with var keyword, with this keyword, so what the logic of this code is pretty much like this: var D equal to 9. See right here. So D has been promoted when you use var keyword, right? So that's the reason why now right here D is undefined. All right. So when you do it with light keyword, you cannot access D before initialization. So the D now cannot be promoted. Right? It's fairly simple. Let variable temporary dead phone. Same thing here. If you declare E equal to 10 and if true like in this temporary zone, in this block, you can use D like this. D, let's fix this. D should be here, right? Yeah, see, it's 10. It's 10. This is E, right? E is 10. Because you declared E with var, right? But now if you change this with light, you cannot access E before initialization. So the temporary dead zone pretty much means inside of scope, inside of like for example inside of bracket, if you want to use the variable before it has been the variable has been initialized or declared with let keyword, then it will give you an error. But if you use the var keyword, it doesn't matter, right? So just remember, whatever you use it, you need to declare it. You need to declare it before you use it, right? One last thing is light block. Light block. Okay, just call it block scope. For example, look for yeah, for example, for I equal to 0, I smaller than 3, I plus so log I. Inset lib So what this should be, it should be 1 0 1 2, right? What this should be, let's see. It says the 0 1 2 and outside loop it is 3. It is 3 because we still can get the value of I outside this loop, right? Outside this loop we still can get a value of I. It means that when you declare a variable with var keyword, with this var keyword, there's no block scope. But when you declare that with let error message, so I is not defined from 48, right? Error message. So when you declare a variable with let keyword, so it only works in the block scope. That's the block scope of like keyword, right? This is what I'm gonna talk about today. The 5 specifications, 5 ways to use let.